It's April 26, 2010. We're here at the Oslo Freedom Forum, and I'm with Julian Assange, who is an Australian internet activist, and you are in Wikileaks. Please tell us a bit about Wikileaks.
Wikileaks is an international public service that helps people who have suppressed information get it out to the public where it can do some good. And the way we help people is through advanced cryptographic techniques, through the legal system, and through political defense. Then once that important information is published, we keep it public. That is also quite a difficult thing to do because of legal attacks or illegal attacks that are made by governments and by corporations. When you try and get something out, it may achieve a thing.
Exactly. You've chosen to locate in Sweden, right?
We have stuff everywhere, but we deliberately, for our reception of material, take it in through Sweden and pass it into Belgium and then to another country. And the reason is that Sweden, under the Swedish Press Freedom Act, has a subsection which grants a right to anonymity. Similarly, Belgium, as of 2005, introduced communications law that protects the communication between a journalist and their source. So you deliberately pick up those two protections, those two legal protections, by pushing information through Sweden and Belgium. And we have used this not just to, say, stop seizure of our servers or records in Sweden and Belgium, but to also prevent investigations occurring in other countries. We did that successfully early in 2009 with a case in South Africa about documents we had published relating to cartel behavior in the South African banks.
Exactly. And these threats to Wikileaks and towards the people that are working in Wikileaks, they are very much real, aren't they?
I mean, there's been over 100 attempts, legal attempts to attack us. Some of them quite serious, all of which, however, we have proceeded successfully with help from our friends. There have been some illegal attacks, attacks on our internet servers from China, which we have successfully dealt with. There have been surveillance efforts. And in Kenya there has been quite serious attacks on people who are related to us, including the assassination in March of two human rights lawyers, a raid on compelled.
Right, and of course, I mean, as viewers of Farman TV, we know that we support WikiLeaks very much, and what you do, I almost didn't ask you too much about that because it's self-evident sort of the kind of viewers that we have on this channel, and we could talk a lot about why it is important and all that, but I believe that might be covered on a lot of, that might be able to
I should say, the work that we have done has led to removal of the Kenyan government. It has led to the removal of the Turkish violence, which is gradually now being reduced. It has led to the resignation of the chief of defence in Denmark. It has led to the resignation of the Prime Minister. These are concrete outcomes, and along with those, there's a spectrum of other outcomes that are not as concrete, but we know the investigation started. Proposed legislative reforms going ahead, and to some degree WikiLeaks is the world's first free press. World's first truly free press. Of everything but for the material that is in the greatest need of a free press. Material which is other people cannot publish. So we are the sort of publisher of the last resort for journalists and whistleblowers who are trying to get information. And that's something that is new. The world has never really seen a free press before that's managed to stay up for more than a small period. And we are seeing a lot of beneficial reforms that are coming about by having a free press. There's no place in the world that is suffering presently from too much free press. Important thing to understand. And there's debates about how free the press should be. There is nowhere in the world that is suffering from having too free.
Is there the ideology behind WikiLeaks is just to enable transparency, or is there more of a thought behind it than that?
There is. Our goal is justice. The goal is to have a just civilization. It's our sort of personally motivating goal. And the method is transparency. It's important not to confuse the method with the goal. But nonetheless, we believe that's an excellent method. Gaining justice with transparency. It's not only a good way of doing that, but it's also a way of not making too many mistakes along the way, not fooling yourself along the way. And we also have a trans-political ideology. It's not right, it's not left, it's about understanding. So before you can give any program about how to deal with the world, how to put the civil into civilization, how to gain things for your people, before you can have that program, first you have to understand what is actually going on. How does the world actually work? How do human civilizations, institutions actually work? What are they doing? Because any remedy must be based upon what is actually happening in practice. Because if it's not based upon what is actually happening, then it's based upon some sort of fantasy, and therefore any program or recommendation, political ideology that comes out of that misunderstanding will itself be a misunderstanding. So we say that to some degree all political ideologies are currently bankrupt because they don't have the raw ingredients they need to address the world. Raw ingredients is understanding what is actually happening.
Are you then an anarchic sort of organization, or do you subscribe to the modern democratic progressive nation state, or?
Really, our belief is more fundamental. It doesn't matter what your ideology is, political persuasion. It can't go anywhere good unless you know what is actually going on. If you're trying to sail to a destination and you don't have a map, you cannot get there. You'll be adrift in the political landscape, adrift in history. So first thing for any political ideology is to understand what is actually going on. And then maybe you have a hope of getting there and charting a course, but you've got to have a map first. So we want to build the map. And of course, we do have some good information in this, our intellectual heritage. We do have some good information about science. What the weather is, about how to construct wood, how to grow forests. And we have some good information. But that part of the intellectual sphere is already well maintained. There are economic forces behind maintaining it, or it's easy to maintain. There's no one trying to stop it. But there's another part of human history which has never really been in the historical record, because there are economic forces trying to get rid of it and trying to prevent it getting into the historical record in the first place. And that is all the information about how organizations work from the inside. That's not in the